Good morning. Welcome to day 9 of Joe at 40. It's the last single-digit vlog for Joe at 40. Wow, that's irrelevant. Anyway, I am testing out this new lav mic and I'm having a go at it. It was all distorted when I tried it out at the second half of yesterday's vlog, and I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong. I did have it on the seat belt. I think that was picking up a lot of the vibration from the actual car because the seat belt is connected to the car. So now I'm trying it on my shirt. We'll see if that sounds a little bit better. It was also kind of distorted, and there's no way to control the volume from my phone. But whatever, it was a cheap lav mic. It was like $12 on Amazon. It was highly rated. So I said, what the heck, let me try it out. I'm not going to invest in a expensive lav mic, given that I am due for a new iPhone when the new iPhone 7 comes out. And if the rumors are true, that there's no headphone port, then the lav mic's going to be kind of useless until either I get an audio interface that connects to the iPhone, and then at that point, it's got too much gear going on. It's not keeping things simple. Or B, they come out with a lav mic that's dedicated, with a lightning port built into it. We shall see what the future holds. But I'm going to keep trying this one out and see if I can figure out the technique to get it to sound good. But enough of that technical garbage. Last night was a lot of fun. I was not expecting my daughter to come with me to yoga, and I really wasn't expecting her to enjoy it. You ever invite someone to something just to be nice, you're like, hey, I'm doing this, you want to come along? And you're just expecting them to say no because they never say yes. That's kind of what happened with my daughter last night. Like, I got home from work, and I said, hey, I'm heading out to a beginner's yoga class. You want to join me? And she's like, yeah, sure. And I kind of was like, oh, okay. And it was a pleasant surprise because I'm very happy to share it with somebody. I tried to share the practice with my wife when we first started earlier this year, but she just didn't like it. It wasn't her thing, which is cool. So I kind of wasn't expecting my daughter to show any interest, but when she did, I'm like, let's go. And she wanted to drive, so that was kind of nice to be driven. And then from there, it was a matter of, will she enjoy the class once she gets there? So, I kind of helped her along. I introduced her to Mandy, and Mandy was cool as could be. And I could see Mandy was helping her out as much as she felt comfortable with. And, there was one point towards the end of the class where my daughter had to take a seat. She was feeling a little dizzy, and I was like, uh-oh, she's not going to like this. I guess, it was good that she tried. Then after we were done, she said, oh, can I come back? I want to do this again. And I was just completely floored that she enjoyed herself. So, yeah, I look forward to bringing her back. And that was kind of cool. So, to switch gears again, I got into the car this morning, and I caught myself doing something that I haven't done in a long time, which is I started focusing on the second half of my day when I'm done with work and looking forward to it in a way. Let me try to make this make sense. I was treating the work part of my day as something that I just wanted to get over with. I wanted to rush through it. I didn't want to go to work today. I didn't want to do all the things I have to do. And that's bad because I enjoy my job. I enjoy my customers. I enjoy what I do. And to rush through it and just get from one job to the next to get it over with means that there's anxiety involved. Like I have too much going on. I have no help, and I just want it to be over with so that I don't have to deal with that kind of anxiety. And that's bad. That's not a way to live. Um, and I suggest if you live in a situation where that's what you deal with every day, that you find a way to not feel that way. Whether it's changing your job or your whatever you're doing in your life that makes you feel that way, if you can, or more importantly, changing the way you perceive it. So once I caught myself doing that, I thought, you know what, that's not really a healthy way to live. You've got to live in the moment. You've got to enjoy what you're doing, no matter how hard or unpleasant it might be. You've got to live in the moment. You've got to find the beauty in life in everything you do. You've got to enjoy every moment because you don't know if it's your last moment. And let's be honest. Let's say I am trying to rush through my day and I'm dealing with one of my customers, and it's apparent that being with that person is the last place I want to be. That's the impression they're going to have of me as somebody who doesn't want to give them the time of day, who just wants to rush through, take their money, and leave. That's not cool. That's not service. That's not the way I would want to be treated. And I think we've all experienced that in our lives where you've dealt with somebody who they just don't want anything to do with you because they want to get on to whatever it is next that they're looking forward to. And that person will never be thought of again, or you'll have a negative thought about that person. And those are two negative things. That's not cool. If you want to enjoy life and experience that cycle of positive emotion and positive respect, you've got to treat everybody in the moment with your full attention and give them your full respect and your full love, and just treat everything you do with that kind of mentality and mindset that everything you're doing is beautiful, and that I don't mean that in a like I'm awesome type of way. I mean that in a everything I'm doing is worth my time, even if it's something I don't want to do. You got to make it worth your time. I hope that makes sense. I know I tend to babble about this kind of stuff, or as my kids say, I lecture them. But whatever, you just got lectured. I'll talk to you later. Alrighty there, I'm back. So I just finished up with my last on-site service call for the day. And actually spent about an extra, almost hour with the customer just sitting and talking, following my own advice of engaging with people and just kind of living in the moment, and had a great conversation with a mother and a father and his daughter, who's also a mother, but they own a business up in Somerville, and it's a machine shop, and we were talking about the dying breed of skilled labor, as they were kind of sharing my sentiment of how hard it is to find employees in this day and age. Even though we have all of the tools to connect people to jobs, finding the right employee is just it's never been easy, and it's still not easy, and it's probably harder now. I don't know, but just one thing led to another, and topic we were talking about driverless cars, and the older man, the dad. We'll just call him Dad. So Dad was just kind of in disbelief that we'll ever have a system of driverless cars that work. And I'm trying to convince him, like, it already exists. Every manufacturer is working on their solution, and even people who don't make cars, like Apple, is developing a car. Google has a car. They're not in the car business, but now they are. All of the data is there. It's just the infrastructure just needs to be tweaked. And, in my lifetime, for sure, there'll be industries wiped out. The trucking industry will be gone. The cab industry, Uber, all that stuff will be gone. I can tell you right now, Uber's already thinking forward, and they're kind of like doing what Netflix did. Netflix started out renting DVDs and mailing them to you. They started out with the old technology of DVDs, and they got their feet wet in there, knowing all along that eventually the technology would, or the infrastructure would match the ability for them to stream movies online. There was a time for you youngins who are watching this that are not 40-year-olds. There was a time when it was impossible to watch video over the internet. It was just, the internet bandwidth didn't exist. Everything was too slow. And now, now you think nothing of it. That's how you consume your media. And Netflix was just brilliant in their business of flipping this DVD rental service into, basically the future of television and movies. They have their own original programming, whatnot. Same thing with the auto industry. I think Google and Apple and other IT traditionally computer companies, cell phone companies, whatever. Those are going to be the future of the automotive world, because it's all going to be computer driven. It's basically going to work much like the internet does. You're going to have your standards, you're going to have your protocols, and your cars are going to work much like a computer communicating with another computer. Everything's going to be fast, safe, and well organized. And that's where we're going with our automotive industry. And Dad could not wrap his head around the fact that that's what's going to happen. He just couldn't see it happening, and it's happening. It's pretty interesting. It's just a matter of when and how many speed bumps we'll hit on the way. Eventually there'll be a standard and a protocol in place if it hasn't already been written. Cars, you probably won't even own your own car. You'll just jump out when it's time. You'll hit it like Uber. You'll hit a button on your phone. If it's even a phone at the time, it might be something else, some other type of device. But you'll summon your car. A car would come, pick you up, drop you off where you're going, and while you're doing whatever you're doing, it would drive off and pick up other people and drop them off where they have to go, and be this whole network of vehicles. And I was laughing. I was saying, and the more money you have, the better your vehicle will be. So to be like, you've got Uber Black, and then you've got Uber Rideshare, or whatever it's called. And, you have different levels of Uber, where you might share a car with other people if you don't want to spend as much money, and then you'd have your own standard car, your Toyotas and whatnot. Then you'd have your Mercedes black tie car, your high-end cars that would come with, a hooker and a freaking bottle of wine. Who knows? So that's pretty much where it's going to go. It's already happening. Sorry if you don't like the idea of it. That's what it's going to be. And I embrace our completely automated overlords, because driving around and knowing that there's just thousands and thousands of other people driving around alongside with you, and you have no idea what they're up to. They're probably doing their own vlog in their car while they should be driving.